Okay, so let's go to Bear Creek Green Belt. What I'm looking for here is there was a vlog, video log, where a guy was freaking out about the owl thing. And he wasn't the only one that did it. You know, in the poem, where people have taken this thing with if you've been wise, and they talk about the owl being the icon and the symbol of being a wise person. So for some reason, well, for that reason, they think owls are associated with this place. And you know, when I first heard that, I thought maybe he's just saying if you've been wise and figured it out, you know. Okay, getting back to this idea of the brown. This is a very important clue, as I've said before. I think it is the clue. It's capitalized. Now that to me means it's a person. And I'm sure you're sitting there going, well, duh. But the thing is, there are numerous people in their video logs about their treasure hunt of this treasure have said that some people think brown refers to the brown bear. Again, this concept that you're out in the wilderness, and so if there's a range of bears that live in Montana here, that it's right below, you know, where these bears are seen, like maybe it's in Bozeman, who knows? You know what I'm trying to say? Or they say the same thing about the brown trout. I don't know how far where the brown trout lives per se, but I did find it again very interesting that this reservoir was kind of known for having a mix of the, I think it was the warm water brown and then the cold water something else, or cold water browns and warm water browns. I'm not sure, but again, it's this thing with the brown trout. Now that to me wasn't about the brown trout. It was more about the warm waters. I still believe we're dealing with the home of Molly Brown. The thing in this poem that people go back to, again, I've seen it and I've been looking for it while I've been doing this. And this thing with the wise, there was one guy who had a whole video, or it seemed like a whole video, about the concept of the owl as a symbol. And he found this like entire range of mountains that look like an owl. I'm not making this up. And quite frankly, it's conceivable. It's as conceivable as the stuff I'm coming up with because it's just our own ideas. He came up with the idea that since you can, and Fenn said you can use Google Earth and you can use a good map system to find this thing. So he actually had found this mountain range where he saw the face of the owl. For the life of me, I couldn't see it. I mean, I thought not a bad idea, except I couldn't see the owl. And he kind of just showed it to you, and I guess when he saw it, it's kind of like a Rorschach test, you know, with the ink blots. I guess he saw it, but I was looking at it and just saw mountain ranges. So, if it had really looked like an owl, I mean, to me, I probably would have said, that's pretty cool. But anyway, here's Green Belt, right? You know where we are. Here we are. There's the Molly Brown summer house. We're back to the Green Belt. I firmly believe the treasure is somewhere in this Green Belt. I believe Bear Creek is a polluted creek, maybe not, you know, permanently unrepairable because people use it and they fish in it. But I think Forrest Fenn's the type that maybe they've, you know, shown that measurements are showing that it's becoming polluted, and he strikes me as the kind of guy who ain't too happy about it, and this would, of course, highlight that fact. Now, this is where it got really another thing that Fenn has been very, very persistent about through his interviews is that he wanted people to go out with their kids and look for this. He says that. He goes, well, yeah, I want people to get out in the fresh air, and I want to get them off their computers, and and guess what, folks? That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I mean, I'm a computer person, but I can tell you this: I will be for the next week in Denver, walking all over Bear Creek looking for this. But the thing he says more every once in a while is in these interviews, he said, I want to see families out there. I want to see them out there with their kids. And again, if you're out there with your kids, he has said personally, he has said a child could find this. So he's made it very clear again, folks, when you're out there up in the mountains and you're up, scaling cliffs and all this, you're not in the right place. Just don't even think about it. That's why I'm very convinced I'm in the right place, that I'm in a place where kids go. Kids could be, I should say, and families could be. The only thing that throws me off, like I said, I'm looking at what I guess are trails, and he said at one point it's not next to a trail, and then he said, well, it's not real close to a trail, so, it could be somewhere else. Okay, so folks, this to me is where it gets very interesting. So anyway, that spooked me. All of a sudden I see an owl and I go, God, what if somebody, see, I don't know who this is, Shannon Kaiser, I'm sure she's a real person, right? But I don't know. I guess she saw an owl in the Greenbelt, so that tells me one thing, there's owls in the Greenbelt. That's kind of freaky. I wish I could find that video of that guy talking, showing you the owl in the mountains, in the whole mountain range. He saw a big picture of an owl, because then you get an idea of how that meme has taken off among the treasure hunters, that it has something to do with, owls are around it or something, or maybe there's a rock that looks like an owl, or a tree that looks like an owl's head in it, or something. And I'm going, wow, there's a real owl. Pretty cool. So I'm going along and I'm minding my own business, and I'm seeing how, you can be off the trail and not be too close to it, and you can bury a treasure, no sweat. And that's kind of interesting. I mean, then I'm going, well, I'm there 6 nights, and it's a good thing because there are the mountains. He said he could see water and mountains from when he put the treasure in. This is what freaked me out, is when I saw this. A blaze in a tree. I don't know if a blaze has to be artificially made. I don't think so. Although I think they were, because they actually had ways you can make blazes to indicate direction and stuff. But again, it's kind of like that owl. You go, is this for real? This is Greenbelt, and someone has posted a picture of a blaze in a tree. I mean, that's what I would call it. Some guy named Jose Loera. Not sure he has anything to do with anything, but there's, again, just kind of spooky. I've seen an owl now, and I've seen a blaze in a tree, and I'm thinking, Eric, could this really be where the treasure is, in this Greenbelt Park? It's just freaking me out, Interesting places to look, with my theory that you're going to actually have to get your feet wet. Oh, and he was in an interview that I saw, and a guy asked him, I think it was an audio, I don't think it was a video, and a guy asked him, he said, what kind of shoes? Very clever. He goes, what kind of shoes were you wearing? He goes, what do you mean what kind of shoes? He goes, well, what kind of footprints did you leave? He goes, if I told you that, you'd figure it out. And the guy's immediate conclusion was, he's a very bright guy, reminds me of me. His conclusion was, he's either barefoot or he's wearing waders. He goes, I think by him not saying, I was wearing my cowboy boots, I think he was saying that he waded into some water. And I was kind of like, again, I got that weird feeling. I go, see, that's funny, because that's exactly what I believe is going on. I want to show you this one thing that looked perfect for hiding a treasure. Now, this I found very interesting. But of course, this is, someone has constructed some sort of a little lean-to, but it's not really big enough for anything. I don't really know what the point of that is. But again, I kind of got that Spidey thing, like, oh, treasure. But there's, you can see there's no treasure in there. I'm going to show you this one place, if I could ever find it, that I think I'm going to literally, the first day, I'm just going to scan for this particular place. I'm sure all these people love all these oh, this place. Folks, I have no freaking idea where this is, but it looks like it's at the base of a tree. What do you think? I mean, good grief, this is what I'm talking about with this whole thing of pictures from Greenbelt. I'm like, Yeah, if that's at water's edge or it's a bottom and it's hard to get in there, it's going to be a little freaky. I don't necessarily want. I don't know what'll be in there. He even said, Forrest Fenn even said that when he got done putting the treasure in where he put it, he even said to himself, Forrest, did you really do that? Not just in the sense of did you really just leave all that money, but I almost got the impression like, it was a bit not risky in the big sense because, like he said, anybody should be able to do it. But sometimes you don't want to put your hands in dark places. I'm just looking at that going, I don't know. I'll definitely have gloves with me. There's one other place I want to show you coming up. It's the place. I mean, if I find that place, I'll sure look for it. But this place, see again, you see all these places. Now keep in mind, this was 7 years ago, so this should not be a place that, he expects is gone or was gone. Isn't that cool? Look at those ducks, man, little silly ducks, little feet. Ducks are cool. They're kind of crazy. Again, here is this place. Man, I don't know. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, that is freaking amazing. Does that not look like a treasure chest could be down there somewhere? A bronze chest? Be very hard to see. It's going to blend in with the dirt and wood. And some of these pictures I'm looking at are just like, God, you almost feel like Fenn went out and took pictures of where he buried it, and then he used an alias. You could make up any name and put the pictures on here for idiots like me. That's interesting. I mean, is that a blaze? Certainly it's not a blaze that's probably been there 7 years, but it's a signal, it's a marker. It's basically what a blaze is. I don't know. There's a lot of weirdness with these pictures. I know I'm probably reading way too much into it. It's killing me I can't find this. Here's a turtle. He's having a good day. They're wise. Turtles are wise, aren't they? Okay, this is really pissing me off. I cannot find this place. It's driving me nuts. It was one tree in the water, and it had the most amazing roots. Well, I was actually thinking that tree was going to be right on the edge of a creek, but now I see it's not. I have a feeling I'm coming home with nothing. I just have a feeling. Here's another one of these things with people love to do this. Maybe they're trying to be Blair Witch. This must be Blair Witch. It's all this stuff. Wasn't that in Blair? Oops, folks, check it out. Spidey sense. The owl. Owls in Bear Creek. Blazes in trees. But supposedly, if you find the blaze, you look down and it's there. So I mean, let me go back up to this. Is this it? Is that where that tree is? The blaze tree? I just think this is so odd that all these things are in here that are in the poem. And of course that's just me because I'm looking for it. It's your mind kind of looks for wouldn't it be funny if I looked at that, the kids like looking down at its chest? Holy crap, he found the chest. Okay, I don't know. God, I can't. What is this? So much weirdness in this place. Who is going around building all these wood structures? Is that from, I mean, is this near the creek and the wood kind of builds up with floods and stuff? Very odd. What is this? Ooh, see. Ooh, is that a chest right there? And see here right next to it, of course, which we saw on the road map, it's surrounded by civilization, I guess you could call it. So, I'm sure for some people they just looked at all this and went, nah, he's not going to be have it in this park anywhere. So, and here's one. Now see, when I see this, here's a creek, right? If this is where Bear Creek ends up, I may have to just drive up all the way up. Bear Creek goes far beyond the park, of course, and it goes up to, I'm guessing, here. And that looks, I mean, water's high, load's high. Maybe I was wrong about loads. Maybe the loads has something to do with the mountains, and then water's high, and maybe he means it's up here near the, where it's high. And it's in these woods somewhere, and you have to find the blaze. Again, all these ideas, you don't know. It's what makes it so interesting to me. So if after the first 2 days I, just keep stumbling around this community park right below the Molly Brown house, and I don't find it, I may find myself having to get in my car and drive too far to walk. Have to drive up to here in this area and probably we're talking, look at where it goes. It goes through golf courses. Here's Bear Creek Lake. It keeps going. It keeps Bear Creek. It keeps going. Bear Creek. Bear Creek Canyon. Holy shit, there's Bear Creek Canyon. There's Bear Creek Canyon. Oh boy, this just gets too ridiculous. I don't know. See, this is gonna go on forever. I mean, yeah, and I hope that Lair of the Bear Park. Well, it's kind of not a place for the meek. Lair of the Bear Park. So we're in another park. Wow. Huh. I'm going insane. I'm going insane. Well, this is so, here it keeps going. It keeps going. Oh my God. Bear Creek Road. Bear Creek Road. But where's Bear Creek? There's Bear Creek. Upper Bear Creek. Water's high. Upper Bear, oh my God. I'm not going to have to extend this trip, am I? I'm not going to have to call my sister. I'm going to call my sister and say, I've decided to just stay on the hunt and never come back. I'm just going to hunt. I'm going to be a mountain man and look for the... Where is it? Am I in the mountain? Is this Bear Creek still? Where the hell am I now? Oh, Yankee Creek. We lost Bear Creek somewhere. I don't, Upper Bear Creek, and then that turns into... wow. Bear Creek turns into, here's Bear Creek. It keeps going. This is just friggin' ridiculous. This is so stupid. I can't even begin to tell you. Well, wait a minute. Now, where's Bear Creek now? So there's Evans Branch Road. Oh. Coral Creek. Don't even tell me that's Bear Creek. Is that Bear Creek right? What was that? Mount Evans Outdoor Lab. Okay. I don't know, folks. What happened to Bear Creek? Is Bear Creek around? Oh, there's Bear Creek. This is too stupid. Oh, wow. Grass Creek, Bear Creek, Lost Creek. Well, there's certainly no roads around here, and we know that he did it in an afternoon on 2 different trips. He walked in and out, so it's just not that. It's just not that. But here is a road. So, God, I swear to God, I'm going to end up. Maybe I am going to end up like these people out that feel like they're out in the middle of nowhere, but you're really not. I mean, God, I don't know. This is just so ridiculous. It's giving me a headache at this point. I'm sure that's what a lot of people feel like that are on this quest. This quest makes you feel like you're, I don't know. If I can find out where this is, maybe you can drive up here and you can get out of your car and go in here or somewhere. As Fenn himself said, you know, I want to see families out there. I want to see kids with their parents, etc. So here's families out there. This park is a family-oriented park. You know, the more I look at these pictures, the more stupid I'm going to feel. I'll bet I'm going to hear people laughing at me going, "He's treasure hunters. What is treasure hunters?" What do I care though? Those people could have been treasure hunters right there. They could be going, "Hey, look over there. I'll bet the chest is right under that tree." She could be saying, "What do I know? What do they know? What does anybody know?" Can't worry about what people think about you, that's for sure. Man, talk about something stupid to worry about. And you get to a certain age and you go, what the hell was I worrying all those years about people, what they think of me? I'm going to be dead someday, for God's sakes. Who's going to give a shit anyway? Okay, sorry, I don't know why I got off. Got kind of excited myself on that subject for some reason. I guess it hits close to home. Okay, here's what I'm talking about. I mean, look at this. Someone's stacking these, you know. It's a very Blair's Witchy kind of place. So either a lot of people watch Blair Witch. Is that what it's called? The Blair Witch documentary or whatever? It was okay. I didn't think it was that great. It certainly didn't scare me at the end just because the kids are looking at the wall and the monsters, the witches in the room. That was a big deal. But anyway, you're going to die, so what? But here we have, you know, some sort of something. It's either there's a lot of people that really dig the Blair Witch, whatever it was called, or they know dumbasses like me are out there and they're messing with us. That's what I think. Here we have more kids. Fenn's dream that you have all these kids and stuff out, you know, away from their computers, etc. I want to say that's the same guy, right? Jose Laura, is he the same guy that's been taking this picture? He's really got a thing for this tree blaze. It's like, dude, get a life. Like I said, let's go stack rocks. Serious? You will? You'll go with me and stack rocks? Sure, why not? It'll be fun. And after that, we'll see a movie. No, I don't want to stack rocks. I don't want to go to a movie. Okay. But I know they're off in the bushes waiting for people like me to go, you know, that could be a signal. And then they're like, what a fool! What is this? That's what he did. He hit it in a drainage. I don't know what that is. So, I don't know. Alright, so then we move along. Here's yet another Blair Witchy thing. I don't know. I hope I don't find those little wicker dolls hanging around. Remember the little wick stick dolls that were hanging all over the place? That would really be weird. Or hearing, oh, and these kids, you know, like I'm looking for the, all of a sudden I hear this, hey, 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 hey. God, the more I look at these pictures, I'm not going to find anything. This is just stupid. Is that dog again? God, he's everywhere. Oh no, here we go. Here we go, that tree. That's it! That's it! Oh, is that the creek? Maybe, oh, or is that just a shadow? Sorry, folks. Look at this kid. The chest is right there. There's the chest. Little kid, he finds it. He's going to be in candy and video games for the rest of his life. Alright, and so, you know, nice looking. I guess I'll be walking somewhere around. Then I'd have to walk down into the... Okay, isn't this getting a little ridiculous? I mean, what... This is a different thing, and I mean, again, this doesn't look natural. I mean, are there like mountain men that are living in these is this a lean-to, a leftover lean-to, and some guy's out there, a homeless person? Are we seeing the homes of homeless people? Maybe that one earlier we saw that was like a teepee was a homeless dog house, like he had built it for his dog. Because this almost looks like, you know, you go in there and you nap or sleep. What if I went in there and I found like a guy and he's like sleeping with using the chest as a pillow, like he found it a long time ago and just decided to keep it and he's not telling anyone? I guess there'd be a fight. This is kind of unusual. See, Bear Creek's different. I'm never going to find this damn thing. This is just ridiculous. Groundhogs. You know, and as far as I know, groundhogs, they don't necessarily like to be around people, so that's kind of interesting to me that they're, I mean, this is in Bear Creek Greenbelt? Groundhogs? Okay. Looking for groundhogs. They're over there to the right. Alrighty. Oh no, please, please. Is that a different shot of one of those stupid things? Ooh, loads high. Loads high or high loads or heavy loads. Heavy loads. Man, I'm going to have to stay an extra week once I get there. Too many clues. Too many clues. I mean, come on, folks. This is just stupid. This is a freaky park. There's people playing head games. People playing head games. I'm looking for the specific place that I believe it's at. That I believe he put it in. Where he, you know, I have this image of him going in the water, braving the cold, and going into the wood. You know. And I'm not the first person to think of this. Because, you know, there was that guy that, you know, basically when he asked him what kind of shoes he was wearing, Fenn wouldn't admit what kind of shoes he was wearing, and so the guy immediately thinks he either was in bare feet or, he didn't say bare feet or waders. I think he said waders. But of course Fenn wouldn't. Fenn just said, well, I'd give you, you know, then you'd figure it out. So, believe me, I'm not the first to have any idea in this entire video. The idea that he waded into the water and then placed it in or under something, but it's not a structure, we know that because he said so. It's not a human structure, a man-made structure. So there's a particular place though that I saw in here, and when I saw it I said, I think that could be it, where he put it. Wouldn't it be a bummer if there was a chest just sitting there and these kids all, he knows, they all know about it and they're just like, yeah, it's there. Here is, you know, I don't know. Ooh, ooh. I saw this once before. I'm glad I saw it again. And doesn't that look like a corner of something artificial? It looks like a corner to me. I mean, look at that right there. But it looks very small, right? I mean, look at the size of the leaves. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, I realize it's probably it's probably natural. Maybe. I don't know. It seems pretty angular. It seems like a, what's that called? A 90-degree angle? I don't know. Seems, I'll have to, you know, if I find that, I'm going to look at what it is. That'd be really funny if it's literally, you could see it that easily. But it's bronze, so it's going to blend in with dirt, and it's going to blend in with, don't tell me it's the same dog. I think it's the same damn black dog. This dog is everywhere. Wow, that's pretty. Trail's right near the water too, and he said that it was not right next to a trail, so I wish I could find this place though, because if I do, you'll be like, that's pretty, that does pretty much fit your scenario of you go into the water and then he's placed it up into the water. Here's a, is that a where a woodpecker would live in that hole? Oh look, there's more. Yeah, maybe woodpeckers live there. Mama, big hole, and then little baby woodpeckers live there. Yeah. Again, groundhogs. I just don't think they live next to it. I wonder if some of these things are placed in this Bear Creek Greenbelt, but they're not really from the Bear Creek Greenbelt. Here's another odd-looking thing. What is this? Is that just natural? Here again. What is with these? Oh, and then here's some sort of mesh. Maybe this is the Park Service is doing this. Maybe the Blair Witch is the Park Service. The Park Service. Ooh, this looks cool. Wow, look at that. That's neat. Oh, that's a trail. I thought that was the creek. That's just trail. It's still kind of cool. If I could just find this one thing, I could be done with this segment. Here it is. Okay, folks. I mean, come on. Check it out. Is that not totally cool? Us imagine Forrest Fenn. He's 80, but I think when he did it, I mean, he strikes me as, you look at the guy and you go, he's lithe. He strikes me as lithe and healthy and able to get around. It's very sad that he has cancer, but he has defeated it, for all intents and purposes. So he's a lithe-looking man. He looks like a guy to me. He's kept his weight down very well. So he's a guy that could, get down here. Me, I'm a little stomach heavy. So, I'm the kind that comes down here and then immediately falls into the water. Or, I put a foot in to go into the cold, to go into the wood, and just fall on my face, and I'm completely soaked. And then I guarantee you, when I'm walking out, everyone will say there's another treasure hunter. To go with my theory that everybody knows about this. I'm sure there's been plenty of treasure hunters. Who am I kidding? There haven't been people. This has probably been traipsed over by everyone. I'll bet you I'll walk into a convenience store on my way there, in tomorrow morning, and someone's going to say, by the way, some of these videos were done last night, and I really thought I wouldn't do any more. And then this morning, before I'm about to drive out of here, I'm doing some. But I could see on the way to the convenience store to get breakfast or whatever I'm going to go for, on the way to do my hunt. I'll just walk in to get a sausage dog for breakfast, and the guy goes, "You're one of those treasure hunters, aren't you?" I just have a feeling I'm going to have treasure hunter blazoned all over me for some stupid reason. Maybe it's I went treasure hunting and all I got was this stupid, bruise on my elbow or something shirt that I'll be wearing. No, I won't be wearing anything. I'm going to try to fit in with the Denver people, but I just don't think so. But anyway, this is my theory, folks, that it's in here. It's nice to have a spot picked out that you can kind of go, there it is. That's what I've been looking for. And then you go in and you either find it or don't find it, and then you're kind of can turn that off in your brain. Okay, now I got to kind of rethink. Who put this in here? Colleen Quinn from 2016. Don't know why Colleen found this worth taking a picture of. I feel like that about half these pictures I've looked at with Greenbelt Park. I don't know what the hell they think it's, why this guy stood around taking this picture of this part of this tree where a limb fell off or something. I don't get it. I don't know what the attraction is, I've seen plenty of trees, and sometimes branches fall off them and they leave a blaze or a swatch. Is that a swatch on a tree where something's broken off, or a hole in a tree, whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm looking for tomorrow. Tomorrow, because today I get in tonight, and then I'll go out in the morning. And if I find that, I will actually go down. I have my shoes for wading in the water, and I go out there and I look for it.